Clothing and adornment, especially in the African context, are a form of cultural expression, which is a way to communicate and showcase identities and cultures. The Tsonga people in Zimbabwe, South Africa, Mozambique and Eswatini are well known for their unique cultural clothing like the Xibelani or Xibabela skirt, beaded bracelets, among other adornments in different cultural events like their traditional initiation and rituals. In this episode of the exploration of Shangani culture, we are discussing dress and adornment of the Tsonga people in the southeastern Lowveld of Zimbabwe, unveiling their cultural significance. This program is being produced by the Lowveld Media Trust in partnership with the Culture Fund of Zimbabwe under the Creative Actions program supported by the European Union Delegation to Zimbabwe.
Here na Tsonga wokala nga Tsonga lisavanu hilangutana ke na mambalele ava Tsonga xinga xona Xibelani ntsema kunani maswana kunani I Xibelani lexi hi ti nyungubyisaka swona hilangutana ndhavuko wa hina a kunani hi wona mambalele ava Tsonga hi yimelele ndhavuko wa Vatsonga leyi hi ku ndhavuko ke hi vula swona mambalele lawa kambe vona kunani mambalele ava Tsonga hilangutana Xibelani a swi yimele kwalaho ntsena na sweswi ke swi kona swi nga cinca hikuva vanhu se va kota ku mbala mi-trousers vanhu va kota ku mbala swo karhi na madress va endla yini kambe Xibelani xi kombisa kunani a Mutsonga u na ndhavuko yo karhi hambi ku Mutsonga u tivika na Xibelani ku nga ri Xibelani ntsena ke swi kona leswi seketelaka kunani munhu a va kona u basile twingisaka swona a kona makanjo lava vanhu va nga biwa khale ekunani va sasekisiwe hi wona kambe sweswi I kona makeup leyi endliwaka nga kona kambe eka Vatsonga hi tiva kunani makanjo na Xibelani hi tinyungubyisa hi swona ke hi kota kunani hi famba na kambe hi nghena a xivindzini xa doroba hi mbarile a Xibelani ka swi komba kunani ke a Xibelani xi na nkoka eka Vatsonga hikuva venyi va xona hi tinyungubyisa hi swona hi ku hayi hina hi Vatsonga va kwala va nga tsongoliswa vanhu masiku hinkwawo hi mbarile hi ndlela leyi.
It's believed that dress ideas and other adornments of the Tsonga people had influences from ancient trade. This is a group which engaged in trade and bartered beads and other items for goods like salt and ivory. The Gaza kingdom also had a great influence on this group in terms of their adornments. They are also known for their ear piercing by both men and women, which dates back to the Gaza kingdom where it was encouraged to show loyalty to the king. Men without a pierced ear were considered deviants and outcasts. We sat down with Dr. Kesani Stein Madlome at Great Zimbabwe University.
Some of them were incorporated into his armies, whereby some were forced to speak his Nguni language, the Lala dialect. Some that follow that tradition of being pierced into their ears. That's why we have the name called Maboshantleve. But to some, there's a theory that the piercing of the ears was the form of an identity, so that when they run away from the army, they can be followed and be traced. Then they see these are our people whom we are using as soldiers.
Now let's look at their Xibelani or Xibabela attire, which has a lot of significance in the Tsonga culture. It's a symbol of culture and identity. This is a vibrant garment worn by women to express cultural pride and heritage. It is also worn as a ceremonial attire during cultural events. The vibrant patterns, as you can see here, and the majestic movement of the skirt have a deeper meaning as they embody distinction, dignity, and beauty. We are on our way to Mahlanguleni in rural Chirezi South to talk to Patience Makondo, a teacher and a model who is incredibly enthusiastic about her Tsonga identity.
Loko uri Mutsonga une one stage ufika ko loko ukulile lenge adolescent stage loko ufika ta 16 years ya tikhombeni se mina ni ile tikhombeni nichineli one graduate ni endla mina shalati mambalele ni nga endla loko muni chuvuka wo mambalele Xangani na yana wa Mutsonga uboneka hi Xibelani ayi vutisi ku loya muhlomuni anga va mushona kumbe ku mundevele Xibelana hi xoxe xi vulavula ku loyi Mutsonga Muchangana loyi vula Xibelana hi vula lexi xiketi ni nga mbala la hi xona xi ngo wa Xibelana lexi leswi vuhlalo byi fambisana ku na Xibelana vuhlalo byi nga xisutini fambisana na Xibelana ku vula lo vuhlalo bele mavokweni lo vuhlalo bele mavokweni boku khavisa ne lo bele ko ne lo bele koveni bele kolweni boku khavisa ku ushonga na duku leyi nga veka nhlokweni leyi yo endla u nga ri xichalana leyi loko ma vona mambalelo ya kona ya hambane ne tin'wani tihlovo mambalele lawa a komba utsonga mina na tinyungubyisa hi ku va Mutsonga.
This dress is also worn by women during cultural ceremonies like the traditional initiation of Tikomba. We met a group of women wearing these skirts at this ceremony in Muhlanguleni. During some ritual ceremonies like Madlozi or Machomani, women also wear these skirts.
Izo ingamba lesa zona yendla lesa. Vekela lesa. Le pepelo. Le tingubo lesa. Izo zambalo ingambala zona zetumbunuko. Akuyihama dress.
Navona ku ke swiambalo swa n'wina leswi ku ne vuhlalo mu nga kota ku hlamusela ku vuhlalo kambe bivula yini hi langutile ka hina futhi vahlengwe
hi ku nguvo le loko yi xakiwa hi nguvo yinene va yi teka leyi vekela leyi yi endla bombo la kona yo ku sasekisa leti timbamba te mindhawu loko ku bukele mindhawu hi boha timbamba leti. Sungula ku mundhawu le ku fembeni manje ke vanhu lava va bwako
hi toka mi vulavula timhaka te mundhawu eku mundhawu yena a bukaka ko muhlengo wa buka ke
muhlengo wo une swa yena vo toka bukile wo ambala vo swa yena vo.
Xibelani or Xibabela is very central to this culture. Its name derives from Xibelani dance, which originates with the Chopi people in southern Mozambique.
They call it Xibelana in South Africa. We call it Xibabela in Zimbabwe. Almost all the cultures have got their own fabric or their cloth, the colors and the how they were made, that they pride themselves as their own. On our side, if you look critically, you realize that Xibelana that we are using today, we are importing it from South Africa. Most of the Xibelanas that I see around here, they are all the imports from South Africa. Something that is made there, come here as a finished product. So we do have it in our brains, in our sense. And if you look into Facebook, there are people that popularized Xibelana, but hardly as Xibabela. In fact, the word Xibabela is drying up. There's Xibelana more than Xibabela. But when you look into how the Hlengwe people are speaking, the older people, they are still calling it Xibabela. But because of the influence of art, music, you see people now saying Xibelana, Xibelana, Xibelana.
This is a Tsonga fabric, known for its intricate designs and used for clothing decoration and other accessories. Men also put this fabric when attending cultural events. It's very common here. Clive Stokil is an award-winning conservationist based here in the southeastern Lowveld of Zimbabwe, where he lived most of his life and worked with local communities around the Gonarejo National Park like Mahenye and Chiredzi. We caught up with him at the 2025 edition of the Budula Festival.
This is a traditional Xibelani dress, which is used by the dancers. And when you come to a festival like this, Xibelani, to demonstrate your support and your participation, it's good to use the same form of dress. You can't live in isolation. You can't just look at one group. You got to look at your neighbors. Involve them so you build strong relationships. But they also learn that the value of reinforcing their culture.
Beads are also very common in this culture, as they symbolize identity, spirituality, and protection. The Tsonga people also wear beads during their traditional initiation rites. They are also worn for respect and dignity in the Tsonga society. The traditional initiation ceremonies also come with their own dressing and adornments. At the pass-out ceremony, we see boys wearing white clothing, holding wooden sticks. Girls wear red caps with pins known by the Hlengwe as madladla in the Tsonga tradition of Tikomba.
Kuva kufamba dorobeni loko ni swi hleketile na kota ku famba ni mbalile sweswi mara swi nga vuli ku a ni koti ku mbala man'wani mambalele emasiku lawa hi mhaka ya mahanyele a cincaka siku na siku hi mhaka ya technology ne influence hinkwaswo sweswi mambalele ya vona na hina ha swi mbala sweswo na kota ku hleketa ku ya dorobeni na khesi loko siya leswi ni mbala hambi tiburuku ti boloko masiku lawa na hina Matsonga hambala ku ha lexi xi tsandisako.
Chief Mahenye, real name Thomas Jojo, in Mahenye village, wants women in his village to maintain decent dressing.
Idawukile na kukwa wawasati angakese ukugqoka trousers. Angamfumba ngabohi chileka ukwati phambela ozambi. Wona chitswalo chalo ndona ukuma ugqoka trousers. Yathi kukhaba kona utengo kanjani. Ekusawona wasitiwa. Ambo seze zayendleka and aziheli zosezo.
Experts reiterate the need for African societies to embrace change.
Culture then must be integrated because it is unique, it is specific, and it commands certain developmental mapping within a particular setting.
Many African societies relied on animal skins and hides for clothing before the introduction of textiles and cloth. However, African cultures are said to be closely related through common values and some forms of dressing and adornments.
We're now living in a global village, and it's important to see how several cultures impact our lives. On Facebook, on any other social media places, I can relate to what people are saying from different places. And so it then causes a culture shift within our country. I'm originally from Bulawayo, and I do look at some cultures, the way that they dress, the way they speak, and it comes in to me and I absorb it. I usually work with the deaf people. They've got their own culture. And to me, when I interact with them every day, it changes the way I view things. It changes the way that I should gravitate towards also accommodating them in my day-to-day work.
We really do support cultural activities across the district, and we look forward to increase those activities so that people become alive and also develop the interest.
Thank you for watching the exploration of Shangani culture. In the next episode, we will be focusing on music and dance to showcase the vibrant music and dance traditions of the Tsonga people, particularly the most common Xibelani dance.